なんだよお前。頭の上に気をつけろってさ。
Perhaps laziness is quite a big quality within a character, which makes them quite powerful. And it's not because they don't wish to show it, it's more like they just know that they're so powerful enough to do something, but continue to lay low for some time being. So, in honor of our favorite lazy protagonists, in this video we will be going through and recommending 10 lazy anime main characters that are secretly overpowered. So, if you're new around here, then please make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the notifications bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video. Let us kick this list off with a cool vampire series that follows a lazy protagonist named Stas Charlie, ruler of the eastern district of the underworld, who just stays in his room and plays video games or just watch anime. You would think that a ruler like him would be having a very important role in raising a nation of his people, but instead, he just sits around and does absolutely nothing. He may look weak, I think we can all, say that for a fact, but he is the most overpowered vampire in the series. But he just wants to, do what he loves in his own man cave, which I think we all can respect. I mean, we are all doing the same thing these days, aren't we? But, of course, many of us can definitely relate to Stas as he is, a protagonist worth following along on his epic adventure.
スタズさん、この辺界隈を仕切っているボスらしいですが、私にはただの無職のためな人にしか見えません。
Up next is yet another vampire series that goes by the name of Servamp.
I like to keep things simple and try to keep life uncomplicated. That's why I picked up a cat. Well, I thought he was a cat, but looks can be deceiving.
This is a vampire series almost like a team battle with supernatural servants and vampires who form a contract together to fight in countless and exciting battles to claim themselves as the strongest duo among the rest of them. The protagonist Kuro is a lazy vampire capable of turning into a cat whenever he wishes to hide his identity, but upon meeting a human named Mahiro, they accidentally formed a contract leading them into a disastrous battle. This is a pretty life-threatening thing, I tell you, and you do not want to be missing out on the exciting action. The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation. Now, this is equivalent to what you are all looking for sure. Prince Wayne, the mighty ruler of a nation, is the most laziest ruler who wishes to sell off his kingdom to the highest bidder. But, when interesting things come along, he as a prince must fulfill his duties, and that is to raise the kingdom's value so that when he wishes to sell it, he can become rich in absolute no time. Even the citizens are quite oblivious to Wayne's plans and what he wants to accomplish, but don't underestimate his strong wit, as sometimes you will not expect the unexpected. It is quite hard to believe an anime like this is very underrated, but at the same time, having amazing visuals and storytelling, I give you all Children of the Whales.
彼女のこの時の状態を人間と言って良いのならだが
The thing is, this anime is not actually for everyone, as the person watching would have to be invested in the whole story, focusing on a lot of emotion. Now, the characters and setting have incredibly satisfying arcs throughout the show, but if you're not invested in them, then you won't find the arcs ever so engaging.
全員死にました。私が埋葬したわ。
辛くはなかったのかね、そんな気持ちは。
そんなのないわ。
The world of Children of the Whales asks its characters to conceal their emotion for the greater good, which is a very clever premise, and I think it's something you all should definitely give a try.
Already? Might as well go with it.
Dude, are you okay?
And now we are moving to good old Saiki Kuso, the mysterious-looking character who is pretty quiet and observing most of the time, but, you know, is a complete standout to the other students in school as he is just purely interesting to hang around with. Saiki may have his original plan of not wanting to make friends and live a more peaceful life, but that's just not gonna happen anytime for him, you know, soon due to his looks. I mean, he's just so cool looking, and who doesn't want to be his friends with him? I mean, come on, I know I would, even if I, you know, if I had a chance, that is. But nevertheless, go ahead and enjoy a powerful character with psychic abilities as he hides from all his peers and tries to act as normal as possible.
Hey, Saiki, over here! I'm open! Toss it here! Bring me in!
If I pass the ball to the outfield and gain a player, then I'll stand out less. Gotta make sure it gets to him, though, so I'll put a little strength behind this one.
Now, how about a series involving a character who is a legendary warrior and survivor of one of the most deadliest wars in the past, to where he is now hiding his own identity and goes on to being lazy? Then you should definitely check out Plunderer.
返してもらおう。彼女から奪ったカウントを。
違う。こいつはただのバロットホルダーじゃない。
Plunderer is one of those series I really enjoyed when it aired, even though it had a lot of people hating on the series due to, well, you know, the main character himself being too perverted most of the time. I still loved the anime a lot, especially when it came to learning about the past, which is one huge concept about this anime.
あんたも体のどこかに数字があるはずだよ。
これですね。
And I think this anime is something you will all definitely very much enjoy. Noragami is probably one of my favorite shonen series I have ever watched. I'm not gonna lie, this anime perfectly showcases a lazy character who's actually a god and wishes to build his very own shrine so people can worship him, and nowadays he becomes super lazy to the point of doing small jobs, very stupid jobs, for a mere little change. That's when his spirit got fed up with his actions and wanted to leave him, because what good would he get from a lazy god who does absolutely nothing seriously? Well, all that later changes when something exciting happens in Yato's life. Next up on the list is one series people are absolutely dying for a sequel these days, and that is none other than No Game No Life.
そんな世界があるなら、俺たちは生まれる世界を間違えたわけだ。
No Game No Life was one of the most popular anime series to this very day, you know, thanks to its vibrant and unique visuals, making it stand out to much more than any other anime. People are still asking one major question, and that is, when will Season 2 be released? You know, if it ever gets announced, it will definitely make people's day, but just in case you all don't know, make sure you watch the movie No Game No Life 0, as that is the latest release for the series.
それじゃ悪いわね、ボーイ。フルハウスよ。
あ、そうだな。確かに悪い。
Other than that, you know, let's just hope for the best. And now we're moving on to a bit of more of a classic series called The Legend of Legendary Heroes, a protagonist that wields the power of the Alpha Stigma, a powerful ability that changes the behavior and personality of his actions, making him sometimes go berserk, which is why he decides to, you know, just isolate himself from people since he claims to be a dangerous man. He may seem like a carefree guy with no motivation, but after witnessing the death of several of his friends, he is now somewhat motivated to save the world by looking for legendary artifacts that might put an end to the long-lasting wars. And finally on this list we have is an anime series called Alderamin On The Sky.
ひょっとして普段から家事を？
弟が5人いて、私が一番のお姉ちゃんで、耳たぶつまんじゃダメ、髪すいちゃダメです。
This is a series focusing heavily on military, so it may not be for everyone, but if you don't know, it does have quite the intelligent protagonist. He doesn't really fight or anything, which, you know, may not seem special, but he earned his nickname the Lazy Invincible General thanks to his wise strategy and decision making, which helps compensate for his lack of combat skills. This is a pretty underrated anime that hasn't really been talked about much and, you know, all that. However, I can guarantee you that it will be definitely worth your time. I guess the time for being lazy is over, as the recommendations have now come to an end. So, if I've managed to leave any anime in particular that you thought would be a great addition on the list, then comment down below, as I'd love to hear your opinion. Or, you know, just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate the feedback. So, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.